Hello, I'm Louise and this is the out-of-print audiobooks request list for December 2024. The request list contains the out-of-print audiobooks that my subscribers have asked me to find and upload to this channel. If you would like to request an out-of-print audiobook, you can leave a comment under any video and I will see what I can do. There are currently over 110 titles on this list. If you have any of the audiobooks that I haven't already tracked down and would like to share them with me, you can email me at arrow.youtube@hotmail.co.uk. If you would like to contribute towards the purchasing of any of these audiobooks, you can make a donation via the Ko-fi page ko-fi.com/out-of-print audiobooks. While we're here, let me just remind you to check that you're actually subscribed to this channel. YouTube will periodically unsubscribe people in an attempt to stamp out bots, so even if you think you're subscribed, you might have been unsubscribed by YouTube itself. Let's start with the requests that have been found but copyright claimed. As a result, these can't be uploaded to the channel. Susan Gates, King of Shadows, read by Jim Dale. Lynn Reed Banks, The Indian in the Cupboard, read by the author. Judy Blume, Iggy's House, read by Susanna Fellows. Now the titles that have been found and will be uploaded over the coming months. I feel I should say that I will not necessarily be uploading the requested audiobooks in the order they are requested, because it would result in a whole month of Roald Dahl, for example, and I like to mix things up a bit so the channel has something for everyone. Lynn Reed Banks, Return of the Indian, read by the author. Nigel Hinton, Beaver Towers, Abridged Edition, read by Kate Lee. Nigel Hinton, Beaver Towers, Unabridged Edition, read by Nigel Lambert. Catherine Storr, Clever Polly and the Stupid Wolf, read by Derek Griffiths. Nina Borden, Kept in the Dark, read by Carol Boyd. David Henry Wilson, Please Keep Off the Dinosaur, read by Andy Crane. Roald Dahl, Danny the Champion of the World, read by Will Young. Justin Somper, Demons of the Ocean, read by Daniel Philpott. Helen Dunmore, Brother, Brother, Sister, Sister, read by Eve Karp. Michael Rosen, Hairy Tales and Nursery Crimes, read by the author. Gillian Cross, Facing the Demon Headmaster, read by Kelly Hunter. Robert Leeson, Genie on the Loose, read by Kenneth Shanley. Robert Leeson, Wheel of Danger, read by Kenneth Shanley. Kay Umansky, Pong Whiffy and the Pantomime, read by Prunella Scales. Edith Wharton, The Buccaneers, read by Sherry Lungy. Anne Fine, Bad Dreams, read by Susanna Harker. Barbara Vine, A Dark Adapted Eye, read by Sophie Ward. Agatha Christie, And Then There Were None, read by David Horowitz. Lynn Reed Banks, The Indian in the Cupboard titles 3 to 6, provided they are not copyright claimed. Roald Dahl, Kiss Kiss, read by Edward Petherbridge. Roald Dahl, SEO Trot, read by Joanna Lumley. Roald Dahl, The Witches, read by Judy Bennett. Roald Dahl, Rhyme Stew, read by Pam Ferris. Anne Fine, The Tulip Touch, Unabridged Edition, read by Rula Lenska. Anne Fine, Goggle Eyes, read by Jane Asher. Anne Fine, Flower Babies, read by Richard Mitchley. H. E. Bates, Fair Stood the Wind for France, read by Janet McTeer. Alex Garland, The Coma, read by Matthew McFadden. Gerald Seymour, A Line in the Sand, read by Anthony Head. Roald Dahl, The BFG, read by Geoffrey Palmer. David Henry Wilson, Do Gerbils Go to Heaven, read by Andy Crane. Geraldine McCaughrean, Stories from Shakespeare, read by James Wilby. Henrietta Branford, Space Baby, read by Prunella Scales. K. Mansky, Pong Whiffy and the Spell-O-Vision Song Contest, read by Prunella Scales. K. Mansky, Pong Whiffy, Back on Track, read by Prunella Scales. Humphrey Carpenter, Shakespeare Without the Boring Bits, read by Carol Boyd. Humphrey Carpenter, More Shakespeare Without the Boring Bits, read by Carol Boyd. Evelyn Waugh, Brideshead Revisited, read by Nigel Havers. Nigel Hinton, Beaver Towers, The Witch's Revenge, Unabridged Edition, read by Nigel Lambert. Nigel Hinton, Beaver Towers, The Dangerous Journey, read by Nigel Lambert. Christina Henry, Alice, read by Jenny Sterlin. Roald Dahl, The Magic Finger, read by Anne Clements. Roald Dahl, Matilda, read by Jolie Richardson. Helen Nichol, Meg and Mog, read by Maureen Lipman. Walt Disney Storytime Collection, Cassettes 1, 3 and 4. Roald Dahl, Fantastic Mr. Fox, dramatised. She Children's Classics, Anne of Green Gables. She Children's Classics, The Railway Children. Terence Blacker, No Magic Please, read by Helen Lederer. Other titles in Terence Blacker's Ms. Wiz series, read by Susie Aitchison. Leon Garfield, Macbeth, read by Simon Russell Beale. Leon Garfield, A Midsummer Night's Dream, read by Claire Higgins. Leon Garfield, Romeo and Juliet, read by Claire Higgins. Frank Richards, Billy Bunter's Postal Order, read by Martin Jarvis. Next are the audiobooks that are currently available for me to purchase, least expensive to most expensive. If you would like to contribute towards the cost of any of these audiobooks, you can make a donation via the Ko-fi page mentioned earlier, which is also linked in the description. Frank Richards, Billy Bunter of Greyfriars School, read by Martin Jarvis, £11. Paula Danziger, The Pistachio Prescription, read by the author, £23. Kenneth Graham, The Wind in the Willows, read by John Baddeley, £25. Roald Dahl, Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator, read by Robert Powell, £26. Frances Hodgson Burnett, The Secret Garden, read by Carol Boyd, £33. Roald Dahl, The Wonderful World of Henry Sugar, read by David Suchet, £36. C.S. Lewis, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, read by Andrew Sachs, £36. Robin Rowe, A List of Cages, read by Graham Halstead, £45. Mary Stewart, Arthurian Trilogy, read by Nicole Williamson, £50. Roald Dahl, Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator, read by Jonathan Cecil, £65. Eleanor Porter, Pollyanna, read by Hannah Gordon, £95. Frank Richards, Billy Bunter Does His Best, read by Marvin Jarvis, £155. Lastly, the unavailable requests. These are the ones that I have been unable to find anywhere. These are in most recently requested to oldest order. Joyce Stranger, The Running Foxes, read by Elizabeth Henry. C.S. Lewis, The Silver Chair and the Other Narnia Books, read by Andrew Sachs. Lynn Reed Banks, I, Houdini, read by the author. Frank Richards, Billy Bunter and the Blue Mauritius, read by Martin Jarvis. Faye Sampson, Josh's Panther, read by Tony Robinson. Betsy Byers, Cracker Jackson, read by Kerry Shale. Roald Dahl, The Minpins, read by Joss Ackland. Burley Doherty, The Snake Stone, read by Dermot Crowley. Terence Blacker, Time Flies for Ms. Wiz, read by Helen Lederer. Terence Blacker, Ms. Wiz Spells Trouble, read by Helen Lederer. Mick Inkpen, Little Kipper's Story Collection, read by Martin Clunes. Enid Blyton, The Mystery of Holly Lane, dramatised. Anne Cameron, The Julian Stories, read by Peter Marinka. Walt Disney Storytime Collection, Cassettes 2, 5-8, 15, 18, 19. K. Umansky, Hammy House of Horror, read by Sandy Toksvig. K. Umansky, Wilma's Wicked Revenge, read by Sandy Toksvig. K. Umansky, Wilma's Wicked Spell, read by Sandy Toksvig. Lynn Reed Banks, The Fairy Rebel, read by the author. Philip Ridley, Casper in the Glitter, read by David Holt. Michael Rosen, The Wicked Tricks of Till Owlyglass, read by the author. David Henry Wilson, Beside the Sea with Jeremy James, read by Andy Crane. Nicholas Fisk, Roops Down the Chimney, read by Andy Crane. Fiona Kelly, The Mystery Club Stories, read by Judith Boyd. Margaret Stewart Barry, Simon and the Witch, read by Elizabeth Briggs. Nio Marsh, Scales of Justice, read by Belinda Lang. Pat Hutchins, The House That Sailed Away, read by Bridget Forsyth. Pat Hutchins, Follow That Bus, read by Griff Rhys-Jones. Justin Somper, Tides of Terror, read by Daniel Philpott. Jan Mark, Thunder and Lightnings, read by Andy Crane. Betsy Haynes, Teacher Creature, dramatised. Robert Leeson, The Demon Bike Rider, read by Kenneth Shanley. Nina Borden, The Peppermint Pig, read by Carol Boyd. Robert Leeson, Third Class Genie, read by Kenneth Shanley. Michael Morpurgo, Tom's Sausage Lion, read by Philip Jackson. Jean Kemp, No Place Like, read by John Green. Beatrix Potter, The Fairy Caravan. Incidentally, from what I can tell, this was only ever released as an LP record instead of cassette or a CD, and since I do not have the equipment to play LP records, I'm going to remove this from the request list. I'm sorry about that. Mark Haddon, Agent Zed Meets the Masked Crusader, read by Rory McGrath. Michael Morpurgo, Black Queen, read by Anton Lesser. Jean Kemp, Just Ferret, read by John Green. Jean Kemp, Juniper, read by Sarah Green. Jean Kemp, Gowie Corby Plays Chicken, read by John Green. Jill Barkland, Bramley Hedge series, read by Susan Sheridan and John Baddeley. John Antrobus, Help! I'm a prisoner in a toothpaste factory, read by Spike Milligan. Rupert and the River Pirates, read by Judy Bennett. And those are all of the requested audiobooks as of December 2024. As I mentioned, if you have any of the audiobooks I can't find and you would like to share them with me, you can email me at arrow.youtube@hotmail.co.uk, or you can support Out of Print audiobooks via the Ko-fi page. I will take this opportunity to wish you all a Merry Christmas, a Happy Holidays, and I very much hope that you enjoy the upcoming audiobooks. Goodbye for now.